Can't figure out whether we're actually streaming them at the moment. Let's have a look. Yes, I think we're live. Awesome. I'm just starting a few minutes early. I merged an MR earlier in the week, which has unblocked a old merge request. Let me try and find. Okay, this is what it relates to. So CRM feature's been out there for quite a while now, but it's disabled at group level by default. And I want to change that default to be enabled. The challenge with that was essentially around the navigation, a bit crazy, but there were two items in the nav menu. There was one for contacts and one for organizations. And that was just considered to be a bit too noisy. So the first, there was a lot of conversation on this merge request, if I can find it. Sort of around different ways to consolidate into a single screen. And off the back of it came this MR. Really simple. We call them boring solutions that GitLab just to consolidate from the two menu items down to one. And once you get onto the contacts or the organizations, then we just added a small link to flick to the other one. So and now I'm in a position to pick this one back up to set the default. And yeah, I don't know if I'd started doing, I don't think I'd made any changes. Yeah, I don't think I've made any changes to the UI here. So now the UI is done. Hopefully this is unblocked. I can just rebase and see if we're good to go or if any other changes need to be made. So let's check out that branch. It's all very far behind. So I'm expecting the worst. No conflicts. Okay, I'm quite surprised there. What does the MR actually, does it say? It says we need approvals, we've got discussions, and the pipeline needs to succeed. So what was breaking the pipeline? Lots. Yeah, primarily that there was a lot of changes in tests where we've changed the default for the factory when it creates a new group. So where would it be? This one. They could be unrelated. Well, they could be related. Let's see. Looks like an M+1. Yeah, query threshold. I wouldn't have expected that to be off the back of this. It's possible, but query threshold again. So I'm going to ignore those ones for a minute. Let's see if these failures are all the same. Oh, there's a lot of them. These ones are very likely to be different. Okay, so what's failing here? Undefined method update of CRM settings. Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at this one. This one looks legit. So maybe if we fix these. Oh dear. What did? Okay, so get that out of the way. So in here, Trying to do group.crm settings, and it's not happy with that. Is that something that we introduced in this merge request? Let's spec. No, we didn't. So why would suddenly right, okay, I think I understand why that is. So set enabled to false. So I think that we've got a find or initialize by or find or create by. Let's find. Okay, not in there. Okay, so we have got some find or create. Yeah, so find or create by args block. Try and say find or create by. Yes, we want. So what are CRM saying? Think with the. I'd love to know what safe find or create by. Great. So what I'm unsure of is. Oh, but this is a spec. We know it doesn't have one, so I think we can just create it actually. I think we can just do that instead. Let's try. Hey Marco.
Hello, how are you doing?
Oh, I can't hear you. Not sure if that's my. Yeah, I think that's me, not you. Speakers. Microphone. That should be fixed.
Can you hear me?
No, maybe not. Oh God, just a second. Why? Why? Go again?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. See, this is why why I bought these Poxy wireless headphones. I'll never know. Like wired. What? There's nothing wrong with a wire.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
um, sorry.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, a hectic week last week. I don't know if you're in some of the Slack channels that I am, but like with builders and this, that, and the other in. But yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, thanks. You were in were you also in FOSDEM or
No. As much as I would have loved to have been, I've got what have I got? So in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks' time, I'm actually on holiday for a week in France.
oh,
And then I think I've got maybe like 1 or 2 weeks back. Then we've got GitLab event in the US. So I'm sort of here, there, and everywhere, and didn't really want to take any more time out. So,
Yeah.
hello, Mint. I don't know if you're listening, talking, lurking, whatever, but feel free to say hi. So Marco, heads up, I just started 5-10 minutes early because I wanted to start start making some progress and remind myself where I was on this one, but we can jump off to yours or other issues in a minute. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, everyone. Uh, no, feel free to have a look at this because I mostly got it ready. I mean, we can have a look later if we have time to, but it's not that urgent.
Okay. Fun. I'm just gonna have a look.
So you're enabling the CRM feature by default on new groups?
Yeah, but okay, so I don't even remember what's what, but I'm sort of where I've got to now. Trying to remind myself is that so with it being disabled, excuse me, by default, we can basically say, so if we look at the diff, it'll kind of make sense that we say CRM is enabled if both the CRM settings relation exists and it's enabled essentially.
Yeah.
Whereas now we're kind of flipping that. Well, we're not flipping it, but we're saying if the CRM settings don't exist, then it's the default which is enabled,
Okay.
or if they do exist, then they're set to enabled. So I had this was failing because it was trying to do group.crm settings and update them to false, but actually they didn't exist. So now I'm sort of deliberately saying, okay, create them to false.
And CRM settings don't exist.
Okay, so now my brain is okay. So I'm gonna try. This is probably not right, but so I think maybe with a one-to-many relationship you can do this, but with a one-to-one you obviously can't. So the other opportunity I think is I'm not even sure if that's no, I don't think you can actually.
Can't
So
you
let's
add that
um,
like group.crm settings equals group CRM settings new and then call save on that?
yeah, I think so. Um, so
CRM is just the thing that you hover over a contact's name and it lets you see all their contact info, right? There's no other special features.
yeah, pretty much. It just lets you create companies, organizations, and contacts, and then link issues to those contacts and search for issues based on contacts and organizations. And like you say, yeah, there's no real amazing functionality off the back of that at the moment. It's really for kind of reporting purposes, if that makes sense. I'll try what you were suggesting there. I mean, we could. I think we could just do this, which might be as sort of as easy anyway. But I'll try what you said because I'm interested to.
I think you need to do CRM settings equals CRM settings.
Okay. In which case, I think it probably is as easy just to do this, right?
I guess so. Maybe you need to reload the group.
See what you mean. Yeah, let's. Well, I'll run it. I'll run it and see what it does. Hi, Andrew.
Hello. There we go.
We're not ignoring you today, right?
No, trying to find out how to unmute myself.
Okay, that's passing anyway. So I don't know, I might just have another quick look. So I just picked a few random failing. Amazingly, I rebased this and it's way behind. Way being, where does it tell me? Oh, only 2000. That's really surprising. I must have rebased this then more recently than I realized.
1 week ago.
Okay,
2000
but then up
commits.
to
That's pretty recent.
yeah, but then before, well, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Projects that we may be familiar with working on, where 2000 commits have never even happened. Just seeing, oh god, this is.
I'm getting weird failures in my pipelines from something that I have no idea what it is.
What do you
Can
mean?
probably
RSpec
look at-
FOSS impact and
Okay, we can probably
RSpec
look at that in a minute.
predictive trigger.
So I think that these were unrelated. Let's pick just a couple. I think that the one that I've done there is going to fix a few. Let's just pick that one. And then I might just push it and leave it and see what happens. Oh, there's more. There's more. So 12661641. So that was 1641, but there's 1266. What we doing? Related, do we think? 1266. Be the first.
Yeah, it's still an update.
Where is it?
1641 and 1642.
So where were the 1, 2 something or other errors coming from? These are all 1, 6 something unless they're quarantine.
Can you control F for the line number again?
Yeah, try.
Or maybe they're using a shared spec. Share.
Yeah, maybe it is. Group policy spec 16. Because this is related to this, right?
Should be.
It's context, that's subject. It's not look like.
That's not even using the group, the CRM feature.
Is it quicker to just try and run the RSpec in your terminal and see if it fails?
The entire one, probably not, maybe. Support, this is to do with, so what's the
1644, that's the
but that's what we fix. That's what I can't understand. Like, how is this related to where? How did it get from
group policy spec.rb? So that's the right file.
Should I search for that quickly? So if I run this test, 125A, if that passes, then we're golden, right?
Yeah.
I can't see any.
Oh, you have service desk enabled on that prod. Not service desk is another thing. I was
CRM enabled.
Okay, so maybe that's something wrong.
Don't need anymore.
Maybe that was something wrong on the factory.
Yes, it was saying trait not registered, CRM enabled. Good spot. So why didn't it tell me that here?
Can you search for that and see if it is just buried somewhere? Oh, I'd search for trait, maybe.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there we
Just so hard to find.
Hidden somewhere else, yeah.
Okay, it seems happy with that now. Did you want to? I'll try and run this in its entirety. I'll push it up probably in a minute anyway. But Andrew, want to dig in yours or Marco dig into your? You had a question. Do you want me to let you share your screens, or
Yes, I guess. Let me just have a quick look at the last pipeline, if there's some. Okay, so it's kind of working. So if you want to, I can just give you a quick look.
yeah, let me stop sharing. I forgot to look at those other specs that I opened, but yeah.
Share my screen. Okay, so you can see my screen.
Indeed, GL performance.
Yeah, so basically, there's a feature for GitLab that's basically the browser performance testing. That basically you can set up a pipeline and a job to open a website and get all the metrics and see the speed of the actual page load and stuff like that. And that's using the site speed tool.
Yep.
And so basically, I tried to add that to one of our pipelines, but it was failing because the job wasn't, for some reason, loading the plugin for GitLab to create the JSON file that's then used by the MR widget.
Okay.
So I reached out internally because I didn't know if that was an issue on our side or somewhere else, because it was basically using the CI/CD template shipped by GitLab. So if there was an issue there, it turns out that the plugin, it has been not neglected, but has fallen behind because it's using the version 26 of the Sitespeed, and now they're on version 32. And they changed the how plugins work, because this was a this is the original version, and it's written basically in CommonJS, but starting from version 27 upwards, Sitespeed has converted all the plugins to be ESM modules. So basically, I talked with the engineer that worked on this way back in time, and we figured that, okay, we cannot, they weren't able to reproduce the error that I was getting, but they said, okay, we're far behind, so it's time to update. So basically, I created the MR to, where is it? To convert the plugin to be an ESM module. But it also had changed a little bit of how it works, because basically you have to, before the browser performance job was simply downloading that single index.js file onto the folder and loading that file as a plugin, but that doesn't work anymore. So basically you have to clone the repo, because you have to do an npm install, because that's needing the Sitespeed based plugin and stuff like that. So we have now one potential issue, because it's working for version 27 and above, but it's
Nice.
not working anymore for version 26, because version 26 is using the old CommonJS version.
Mhm.
So I got it to work, and we have to decide now how we want to manage this, because one option is to have two.
I know what one option is, but go on.
One option is to don't care about the old version,
Exactly, yeah.
because it's 3 years old, and yeah, I think we could move on. And the other option would be probably to have another file in here, like the old index.js, to be compatible with the CommonJS, and that would be used for version 26 and backwards. but I'm not really sure what the best way forward is. So I have to ping the maintainer of the project and see.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the best way forward. I mean, I'm always in favor of the easy, boring, simple, quick, whatever solution. And if you're saying that version 26 is 3 years old, that in my mind is that a solution. But let's see what the maintainer thinks.
Yeah, we'll see.
Awesome.
Oh, by the way, yesterday
Oh, sorry, Marco. I was asking, is version 26 3 years old?
let me
I
check.
thought version 11 was 3 years old and 27 was just the newest one.
No, the latest one is version 32. Let me see.
Oh, so maybe if is it using like parallel matrix or whatever, maybe you update instead of using 26 and 27 or whatever you do 20, 28, 29 and 30 or something. I don't know.
Because I think the safest way would be to keep index.js and create a new index.esm.js or something.
Could be, yeah.
But then people can
like-
always use the old one if they want, right? They can just, target the old char or tag or release or whatever it is. But
Yeah, but you're going to be breaking everyone's workflow if they're just pinning the latest version, though.
you good point. How do you use this? How do you?
That's actually not an issue because the CI template for the browser performance testing, the current template is downloading the index.js from a tag, and that's pinned basically. So we don't really care about that.
Perfect. It's just otherwise you end up with this kind of legacy stuff in there. Like I appreciate that you're being what was it, like careful, cautious, like thoughtful, whatever, but a bit more brutal and yeah.
Well, my initial thought was, okay, we have this issue for the CI/CD component template. Okay, let's leave the template as is and create a CI/CD component with a new version.
I honestly didn't even know GitLab had that performance stuff because that would have been very cool to use at other times.
Yeah, I forget about it. I sort of did know at some point, but I pretty much forgot.
Looking at version 20. No, version 26 is actually the latest push to Docker Hub is from...
What is it? Is it page speed?
No, site speed.
Or site speed?
Sitespeed.io. Yeah, the latest Docker push for the 26.1.0 the site speed is October 21st, 2022. So that it's kind of old, but not that old. But still, using the latest version, you're also using the latest version of the browsers, so you have other things so it's more up to date.
Yeah, 32.2 was 13 days ago. Maybe they just bump everything.
Did you want to share your problem, Andrew?
Me?
I say
I can share.
problem.
I was actually going to
Don't know
ask
if
if
it's
you
a-
can share because I don't know, trying to get someone else to control things is annoying, and I have no
Yeah,
idea
okay.
what I'm supposed to be looking for.
Okay, I can try.
There's
Certainly.
a couple of pipeline jobs that are just failing, and I've got no idea why. They seem completely unrelated. I've rebased on master earlier today, 51 minutes ago, but it's still failing.
And we don't have a broken master now.
Nah.
So it says downstream. Do Marco or Andrew, one of you mind just pinging to ask if anyone's aware of performance issues with, because I would say this. Okay, has it sort of magically fixed itself? I'm sure the couple of times I did that earlier was spinning and spinning and spinning, but
I
seems
know.
a bit better now. Forgive me.
I know that they did some changes recently on how the cache works for that endpoint for fetching the job results. I don't.
See, I think the look and feels changed as well. I wonder if they've reverted it, because I'm sure this was much more like round. Oh, I don't know now. Don't know. Just looked a
Looks
bit
the same to
different
me.
the other day. Maybe it was a different
Or maybe it
project.
changed and went back in.
I think it was that Outlook project that I was working on. Let me just see if that. I thought this was a lot more like condensed, like squashed when I was looking at it the other day, but I don't know. Don't know. Imagining things. Right. So let's have a look. Yeah, we got some. Oh, okay.
I tried to do a root cause analysis thing, and it just said, "There's some missing nap snap. Is it, or whatever it's called? I can't remember now.
Knapsack, I think it is, isn't it?
That's the one. Is that
So
there's a
the
couple of these
failures-
missing? Bundle them up, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
So
But where does it say that it has failed?
exactly, it doesn't really, does it?
The log is too long. Try to see the row.
Complete, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that. That's how you get the log.
Here we go.
Sorry?
Listen.
Ah.
But pending is okay.
There we
They're
go.
quarantined, but we've got some failures.
Nope, that's perfect. That looks like failures that could be failures because of things I've done.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
guessing this is to do with the the thing we were talking about in the previous weeks.
Yeah, I don't know why that's failing now though, but
Because
yeah.
size is nil. Is returning a nil value.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be returning nil though.
Fair.
Because the component is still there. Is this actually running on the page? I'm assuming it is. Oh, maybe it doesn't have JavaScript. No, because JavaScript's still enabled for the old ones. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
if this is controller spec,
projects
then-
control.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that shouldn't even be checking notification settings then, I don't think. Because that's not done in the controller anymore.
Oh,
That's
good
done.
point. Yeah, so this is maybe an old test that can be removed now.
Yes, I like that. What is it? Project get show user not project member user has access to project and does not have notification settings. Initialized notification is disabled. Wow.
But I guess you'll need to move that into maybe like a helper spec instead. If you haven't got one, check in that the helper's returning all the values you expect it to return.
Yeah. That MR was actually relatively straightforward to get the components in there. Once I realized you can't pass props down into an inject.
It's fine. It's like, yeah. Even there's probably like people that are in, I don't know what the camps would be called, but like, I don't like inject versus I love inject camp. I imagine some people like, I think they call it prop drilling, where you just pass the props level by level and sort of only what you need to where you need. And other people are probably sort of the opposite, but it's nice to have that option.
Yeah, have pros and cons for both of them.
Yeah, Natalia was saying that she doesn't really mind which, but like if it's going 6 levels down, it's just easier to just do an inject.
Yeah,
these are only going 2 levels deep. But
absolutely, yeah.
It also makes a nice distinction about what's coming from the DOM versus what's coming from the actual component.
Yeah,
so all of this is coming from the DOM.
I quite like if, especially if you imagine that you've got like you say, maybe not 6 but 3 or 4 levels, but stuff that isn't needed anywhere other than the lowest level. If it's
Yeah.
needed throughout, then sort of fine, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, the only issue with injection is that it's harder to figure out where that value is coming from.
Yes. Yeah, that does make sense. Just having a look what else I've got. Have any of you got anything? I've definitely got something, but it's whether or not I want to circle back to it or not. If there's nothing specific, then maybe just some chipping away. So achievements UI.
Yay.
I can't remember. Go on, Andrew.
No, it's fine, and it's a tomorrow problem. I'm looking at this controller spec that you pointed me to now, and I'm like, oh god, it's going to be painful to move this somewhere else. Yeah.
Always starts with a rebase, right?
Well, that's 8,000 comments behind. No, 12, 13,000.
Yep. Doesn't surprise me. So I don't think I got very far, did I? Did I even bother running any? Oh, if I was good, I would have skipped those pipelines probably. So I've created the I'm assuming I'm not mounting it anywhere.
What's that core file?
What's that, sorry?
There's a core file.
I suspect that's an accident.
Okay.
I will find out in a minute. I've never like this to me doesn't tell me, and like, would you say this is a new file that I've introduced or a file that I've changed?
It's a new file you've introduced. The zero
How can you
zero
tell
arrow, that zero there,
Yeah.
that means like it didn't exist, and now it's a new file with those permissions.
Okay.
That's how I've always read that. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's a new file.
actually the achievements app did already exist.
Yeah, and you also see that on the sidebar because you have the green versus the yellow.
But with
Oh, yeah,
binary files, yeah, maybe you do even with
Mhm.
binary files. Interesting. Thanks. Right, so let's start with a rebase.
When you rebase, you always rebase from the command line. Is that correct?
I do. In fact, like all Git commands, I tend to do from the command line now. That's I don't know how to like explain that. I think it's because coming from the complete opposite world. So I was like a Windows and Microsoft user, and I did everything from the UI previously. And I always used to get like really, really tripped up doing things like rebases and merges and squashes and all that sort of stuff. I think like maybe I didn't really understand what I was. The UI was obscuring everything, and yeah, so I just prefer now to understand and be a bit more verbose, a bit more deliberate about what I'm doing. So yeah, I always personally do it from the command line.
Okay. Do you know if there is a ticket, and this is a wild guess, is there a ticket that, because I know GitLab, or not GitLab, GitHub added a button in the past year to allow you to do that direct on the UI, like sync
So
your update.
You can do
there was-
/rebase from a merge request, and that will do that. You can also, I think, from a fork, you can maybe, because we've got pull mirroring, but I thought that normally there was a sync button available. Marco, Andrew, does that sound familiar, or something we added at some point recently? Or
The sync button I'm not sure about, but for merge requests in that merge component, there's a rebase normally.
So in here as well, you mean, or
Yeah.
Yeah, for forks you have update fork.
so why didn't we see that out? Is it? Do you think it's because mirroring's enabled? It doesn't show
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because
Oh no, it does now.
wait, what?
I think it's because I was on the protected master branch and I haven't got permission to push to that branch. I think that's probably why.
That's
Uh,
probably why I've never seen it before then.
Let me see. Let me see.
I know this has been like added in the last maybe like 3 or 6 months. It's reasonably recent functionality because this is one of the reasons that we created these community forks, was because keeping your fork up to date was just a bit of a manual, bit of a time consuming. You had to do it from the command line. Then when you did a push, it used to run a pipeline and use up all your minutes. And so we did the community forks and we enabled pull mirroring to sort of automate all of that. But when they added this, I thought, oh well, that would make life a little bit easier for anyone using a personal fork. But still, I think there's a number of gaps. And pull mirroring, if you've got a paid license or an RSS license, then it's by far the easiest way. But I guess it doesn't update branches; it just will update the sort of main, the master, the default branch.
And I can confirm that you weren't seeing that because the main branch is protected. Because I protected my main branch and that disappeared.
Cool.
And so GitLab's idea is to hide stuff if you don't have permission to do it, right? Even if you have permission to do it elsewhere.
So I think that I've seen a few changes to that. Like Marco, maybe you could tell us or share your screen or something. If you look at an MR like this one on GitLab, I've got permissions to merge, but does it say to you something like people with permission can merge this or something like that?
Let me check.
It's definitely a really interesting. Like I'm when it comes to like UX and product design and that, that's not one of my fortes, but it's a really interesting discussion point. And I do like the idea that rather than just hiding features and you thinking, oh, that doesn't exist or doesn't work or whatever, that it might sort of dangle a carrot at least and show you an option, but be grayed out or give you.
Tell us why it's disabled.
Yeah.
At least when you hover or something.
Yeah. By the way, no, I don't see the. But maybe because the merge is still blocked because I'm missing the approvals.
Okay, yeah. Whereas this here would sort of say ready to merge by someone with permission. I think that's the one instance I could probably have a look at something like the GitLab UI project or something that I don't have maintainer permissions. If I can find an MR that's approved.
Yeah, that's the same that I see. I mean, Andrew.
So this one still requires approval from someone else. I might find that they're all in that same boat, but yeah, it requires approval from someone else.
Yeah, but also
No, that one's been that one. That's a good one, Lee. The one you're on.
I don't think it was. It said it needed approval from someone else.
No, it said you can approve additionally.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm looking for, is one that's been approved and is ready to merge. I can approve it, but I'm not a code owner. So this is the rule.
Oh, okay. That's really weirdly worded then. I read that as it requires one approval and this person has approved it. Requires one approval from code owners and it has been approved by that.
Yeah. Sort of like requires one more approval. I'm guessing that none of the. I'll try one more, but I suspect if they had been approved, maybe they would have been merged. Yeah, same there, unfortunately. Never mind. Drafts. Okay, so close that. Close that. So what did we do? We pulled it down, we rebased it. Need to kind of figure out where it's at, I guess. So it looks like this component is already there. But I can't remember. I wonder if where this is mounted is what I'm interested to know. I'm guessing there's maybe like either a hidden menu option or a route that doesn't exist yet, or I don't know. Okay, so group/achievements.
Oh yeah, because when you go to a group, you can manage the achievements. Actually, see the achievements on the settings.
But I wasn't aware that I don't think we got a menu item for it right yet. Or have we? Or have we? Maybe behind a feature flag, maybe we have.
That should be under the group settings.
I don't remember us having. Again, it'd have to be a group that I guess I've got access to. There's nothing for achievements there, is there? And to be honest, I don't think we have, because like I don't know where we would have put it either. Because I don't think it'd be under settings, because this is a bit like labels almost. Like it's CRUD that we need to create somewhere where you can create an achievement and eventually update an achievement, delete an achievement, and a reward and revoke those achievements, I guess. I haven't used it. Might restart GDK in a second. I haven't used it for a good few days. So. I just can't ever remember like creating a route and I don't know what you call it, like a Hamel, like a mount point, etc. So may well have done, but so this is where it's mounted. So pages, groups, achievements. So group achievements index. So there is certainly a just maybe what I probably did, I reckon I created a route for it, but no, I probably haven't mounted it on like the navigation menu at all.
Probably. I'm sure I saw that somewhere. Oh, maybe.
Okay, so index new and edit. God, I've really got carried away there, assuming that was me. Code lens not fancy working today? Or? It's called Code Lens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why can't I see it?
Don't know.
Okay then.
Where? I'm sure I saw them. So,
but then I'm missing a few other. That's weird, isn't it?
it's called lens without the final E.
Nope.
Where? Let me have a look at my. Where did it go?
If I go, let's go into
Git
here.
lens.
Git lens. One word.
Yeah, it's down there. Okay.
It's installed. Should be enabled. Just isn't doing what it's supposed to do, right?
You have any message on the debug console for Gitlines? Or
I normally look in here, I think. Yeah. Turn it off and on again.
reload?
Let's fix this thing, right? Turning it off and on again. Activating, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be kicking in for some reason. Hey ho. Right, so anyway, let's have a look. Yeah.
Achievement.
Have I spelled it wrong?
No?
So is it still behind a feature flag? So we'd have what, achievements controller? Read achievement. And that's probably a policy, group policy, or yeah. And achievements need to be enabled. And that is the achievements feature flag, right? I'm almost certain that won't be enabled. Awesome. And as expected, it's blank, but we can now get rid of a lot of these things. So we've got the div to mount the achievements app. We should be hopefully mounting it. So let's have a look. If we have achievements app, is it named? No. But do you notice that you've probably both created or all created a number of view components that we're not very good at giving them names?
I didn't even know that we added names.
Yeah,
The hardest part in programming is naming things.
Yep.
That's the truth. That being said, we know the names because the file's named. But if you go, so here we can see we've got like super sidebar root. So if we go into super sidebar root,
Well, that's the super sidebar view.
maybe
No, it'll be the index file in there.
it won't be an index file. This is a view component. Super sidebar root.
No, but where you're calling new view, there should be
So
an
I
index
guess,
file that does new view.
yeah, next the super sidebar view, I guess there's the index somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to the file browser.
No index in there, unfortunately. But if we pop super sidebar, where is it?
If it's
No.
no.
Go on the file view.
Yeah, it must
Folder
be
view.
up one level.
Oh, okay. The bundle.
I'll say what? Oh, okay. Name.
There we go.
Yeah.
Why would you do it that way? Let me just try and find a view file. So star.view.
You have to name the thing within the new view call.
Do you now? Let me check for that. I don't remember.
It's basically
ever
the
having
name for the
done it.
application, the view application.
I don't remember ever having done that. Maybe I have. No,
Isn't
see?
that? I know. So that, oh gosh, if you go to the view dev tools
Yeah.
and then, oh my gosh, you've got it on a weird position there. How do you see all the applications on the page?
We just remove this filter.
Yeah, so if you scroll down that list, there you go, app 5. That doesn't have a name.
But that's exactly what I'm getting. That's exactly what
Yeah.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We're not good at doing it, but I don't understand
Yeah.
why you would name it where you mount it rather than naming it in here.
Well, that's already got a name. That's name is Achievements app.
Yeah, that's the component, and that's
Yeah.
not.
But it hasn't. What?
What you're seeing in that view in the view dev tools is the name for the application, which is when you new view something. The name for the components comes from the component.
Are you sure about that? Let me find out. Let me find out.
Well, that's
Let me
got a
find
red
out.
squiggly line. What does that say for the red squiggly line on name? I don't think that's a valid.
I can't see a squiggly line.
Isn't that?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I don't have my glasses on. It looks like it's complaining at you.
So let me. I mean, like I'll appreciate if we do figure this out because yeah, that'd be good to know that. So whereas if I was to put that in wherever we mount this, so if I do
Should be the index.js.
yeah, but it's finding it, right? Do you think it'll whoops? Do you think it'll be in
Isn't
No,
it the
it's
one
not.
that you have open then on the right?
Yes.
that's
Yes.
all.
Okay. So we think if we put like name achievement in here.
I don't know if you need it as a single word. You might be able to have spaces in it.
Yeah, it's a string, so I'd imagine so. There it is. So we're saying that this is completely pointless, are we?
If you remove,
I mean, you might be renaming the component. If you check back in the view dev tools, does it rename anything there? Oh, you've got it given it the same name though, haven't you?
nope.
No, I haven't. Oh, there you go. Achievements app mounts achievements app. Interesting.
Yeah, because
So if
the
you, I
app,
thought that component's called Achievements app though. If you change that name to Bibbidi Bobbidi
No,
or something.
no, but so what in my head, this is what this has done. I might have completely misunderstood this, but we've basically created a new view app, and
Mhm.
inside that view app, we've mounted the achievements view app.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Achievements app, yeah. Component. The Achievements app component, yes.
Interesting.
But if you go
Okay.
back, see the reason the reason why I want you to change that name on line 7 there is because on the index.js, you've also called the component Achievements app. So I don't know if that name
I
actually
see what you're
overwrites it.
saying. Yeah. So
To call that Bibbidi Bobbidi or something. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't commit that. Yeah, so that renames the name of the component there.
Yep.
Gotcha. But
Which
if
would be
I
very,
remove
very
that
confusing.
entirely, does it use the name from
Well, it
here?
uses
Is
the
what
name.
you're sort of saying, yeah?
Yeah, I think it just
yeah.
camel case is the name of the
Awesome.
component.
Right.
The name of the viewer file.
Okay. Well, I learned something today. I don't know if you all already knew that then. So the name
I
in
found
here
that
in my
out
eyes.
moving the star components or moving those components over into the single view app.
Right.
I was like, why are all these view thingies like view 1, view 2, or app 1, app 2, whatever? And then I happened to come across the name thing.
So yeah, so we're creating a. Oh God, yeah, it's confusing though. So we're creating a view app which mounts this, which is actually a component, really, not an app. So we should
So what you
really
wanna
have
do-
any components called app, I guess.
Well, I was going to say what you could do is line 33, call it view achievements app root, which seems to be what other things do.
Gotcha. Yeah, nice.
And I'll probably rename my app as well because I didn't
Anyway.
put root on there.
Anyway, so what I was interested in seeing is so there's no achievements for that group at the moment. And I'm just gonna not gonna run before we walk. So we're just gonna start with, so would it be G script free G dot achievements dot create name. Is that enough, or that does? Do I need to put exclamation mark to make it? Oh no, I did. Okay, so it should be all right. All right.
Yes.
Cool. So what I'm unsure of whether to do is start with pagination from day one, or I think not. I think keep it simple on day one, add pagination on day two. I just can't remember where I got it to. So at the moment, we've just got a light table. We haven't told it what columns to render. I guess it's based on the query.
Why not add pagination? It's pretty simple.
If you're sure. ID, name, description. I mean, this is probably a good start, isn't it? Good start. Okay. What are we doing? We've only got 5 minutes left though, right? You think we can add it in 5? What do I look at? The time tracking app, global time tracking, time logs app.
Time logs app, yeah.
To see how you did it there. So
Oh,
you've got cursor. Yeah, immediately this is looking a bit.
yeah. I mean, maybe not 5 minutes, but in 30 minutes you should be able to do it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll do it then. So I do factory. Is it factory bot or factory boy? Factory bot.
Factory bot.
Well, you laugh, but actually, I believe factory boy.
Oh.
It is. I think we've got either a fork of Factory Boy called Factory Bot, or vice versa, or that's the reason that I didn't completely dream it. Create list. So achievement, and we're going to say, oh no, we need to say how many we want. So we'll create default page size. Is it 20 or 100?
20 for GraphQL.
Let's do 101 to be safe anyway. And group is G.
And
Path has already
went wrong. Path has already
namespace maybe.
Yep.
I love that I call that a hack. It probably isn't, but using Factory Bot in the Rouse console to generate seed data or whatever you want to call it. Cool. So I would say that's default into a untrue. I'm a bit confused.
You have the View Explorer, you can see the number.
100, yes.
Okay.
So, let's have a look at your query variables and cursor.
So you have to tweak the GraphQL query.
Makes sense. So let's have a look at your QL query.
The page is fragment at the top.
Let's get rid of a few of these bits that we probably don't need. Okay, so you're saying there's
You need the import at the top.
good start.
Then
Uh,
basically the first, last, before, after, you need those to tell GraphQL what to fetch.
first, last, before, after. Yeah, okay.
Not there. Together with
Oh no,
the
yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's right. So move these ones up to here, and then pass them in like that.
yes.
Oh man.
And
That's
then
all good.
the query, is it using the fragment somewhere?
Oh, good question. Yeah, it must be. Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the variables, so query variables. And what was the other one that was taking cursor?
So
So I
cursor,
guess
query variables, and also the page info you need.
be an arse.
Query variables, it's basically empty for you, or maybe not. You need the group ID.
Yeah. So I mean, in all honesty, should I stick to your pattern, or I'm just thinking I could just do this, couldn't I, and get rid of query variables from here for now?
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, so first entries per page. So and then oh, that all looks good. I guess we now need to pass some stuff to the table. Am I getting ahead of myself or
No,
um,
you need to update the update method for the Apollo query.
take message for the Apollo query? Yeah, okay. So update.
Yeah, you need to change that a little bit.
So we're just returning, but before that, we want to do this dot page info. Oh wow.
That's
It blows me away every day. So
I love it
um,
when it works like that.
that's all I need, I think, actually.
Probably. Is it good? Yeah. Wow.
So then show pagination feels like a
Yeah.
good thing.
And also there is loading if you don't already have it.
Yeah, which would surprise me. So let's just have a look. Okay.
And that's only you need to change the report to achievements. Okay. I don't think you need the run report, but you need the next page and pref page.
No methods, and I don't have any methods at the moment.
Okay.
Next page I missed. Okay. So go down to
That div basically.
time logs. Oh, so you've actually got interest. Is that the normal pagination? Yeah, that's not. You didn't have to use a different type of pagination for some reason.
No.
So what I'm interested because time logs table the pagination the table component I'm using does actually handle all of like the pagination and stuff. So it almost looks like you've chosen not to use it.
I don't remember.
Could be wrong, but let's find out. So
Oh, it's GL table, not GL table light.
you're using GL table. Okay. Okay. Oh, and I was using okay, fair enough. I thought I was using there's a component called like paginated table with tabs. I thought I was using that, but forgive me, that's I'm not. So awesome. So we're probably gonna need to
You
add
can,
our
yeah.
in fact I'm gonna be again. So so it just is loading.
Yep.
Then our pagination.
Yeah, you need a div
A
or
div, yeah, okay. Or template might do it.
no, because you're going to have two roots. One that's
No, that should be all right. I think that's all right.
but you also need the pagination.
That's
Oh.
fine. It's only in the top root. No, that you can't have more than one nested.
Okay.
This is exactly when I use template, when I need to wrap multiple components in like an if or a for or something, but don't want to generate like any HTML like a div.
Yeah.
So
But you
show
can't do
pagination.
template, can you? Because that's what we tried last time.
Not at the root. We tried that. We tried,
Yeah.
we tried hacking the system.
But anyway, you're going to need the div because you need display flags and direction column.
What's that? Sorry.
You need to have the div because you have to use the classes.
Okay. Can I maybe do that? I don't know. But do we really need to flex? I don't know if we do.
You need it to show the table and the pagination at the bottom.
Okay.
But you also need to import the key set pagination.
Components. Yes. And the loading icon.
Yep.
And I need to reference them here as well.
Yeah.
God, that's so good. It's definitely had a speed boost recently as well, right?
Yeah.
Sure, it used to be like really sluggish, but
And
I'd be amazed if we haven't still got a few. So group doesn't accept argument. Okay, we're passing it in the wrong place, or I am passing in the wrong place. So group full path is there, but these should be going into here, I imagine.
I think so.
Okay, so paging's not quite working.
Why not?
My guess would be that I'm not ordering. Oh, maybe it is actually. No, maybe it is. Sorry. Yeah, no, it is.
Done. You have pagination.
I reckon that was less than 15 minutes. Impressive. I guess I need to write tests and stuff, but
yeah, have fun with that.
I'll use Duo. So it's all good. Awesome, amazing. I imagine you're probably getting hungry and also got to go back to work by now. But I'm gonna continue hacking at it for just a little bit. I am hungry, but I just I want to make some progress. So keep chipping away just a little bit longer. So do we think it's just test? Is it just test? I mean, it seemed like a bit of a. I'm really happy that I'd already set up the route and the mount point and all the other bits and pieces because it's made this MR so much easier. That core file, let's kill that.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
So just RM core.
No, I wanted to see the content.
Oh,
No, no worries.
well, it's binary, right? So how do I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't
whatever.
know. So yeah, specs basically. So get rid of time logs. So achievements, spec. This is where I think I will look at where I introduced it and just check that I didn't bother creating a spec, or I guess I probably wouldn't have, right? If it was an empty, at the time, it was a completely empty component. So. Yeah, so all of this I would have had to include as part of this MR if I hadn't already put it in there. So I'm happy that I did that before. So it doesn't look like there's a spec, does it?
You need to write that from scratch.
So, where are you, Duo?
It's not enabled.
Is it separate?
No, it should be
It's part of work. GitLab work. I think it is, but I think it's hidden something. Was that sorry?
You need to enable that on the GitLab workflow extension.
I was using it the other day, so I don't imagine it will be disabled. Yeah, I think I had it docked on the right-hand side or something, so I wonder if I've just lost. There you go, open chat. Here we go.
Do you have time for a 5-second thing after this as well, by the way?
Absolutely.
I'm going to disappear.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks,
Okay,
Marco.
okay.
Have a great day.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I'm struggling with this RSpec table syntax stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you can use a table syntax with just one variable. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you would want to. Well, wouldn't you always have more than one? Because wouldn't you have like an input and an output, like an expectation or something? Or
yeah, can I do a quick screen share?
yeah, absolutely.
Where have you gone? You're over that way there. Right, so there's the fork button data attributes test up here. I've got a new method, star count data attributes, that's doing the same kind of stuff. They've got this where has user false. Their expected is passed in as a thing in there. What I'm doing with mine though is I did have it in there originally, but I thought I could just move it to here because the only thing that changes is whether it's starred or not. That should now be. I was trying to rename things to see if that would work. But yeah, it's saying literal false used in void context. If I do, if I add another parameter there, just that's fine.
So your describe. I'm just trying to think what like so star count data attributes. What can you show me the method quickly?
Yeah, it's a very basic one. Checks if there's a current user and they've started the project and returns that or sets it to false for the start, and then just returns a bunch of information about the project.
Trying to think what we do for a helper, like, because it's very hard to write a test for this without basically copying the code from this, if that makes sense.
Literally, the only thing that changes is starred. It doesn't return true or false if they've started it or not.
So what would my temptation be?
I do also have this project buttons one, which is going to be very painful because it does all of its own stuff and then merges in data from 3 other ones. So
yeah. I mean, I think I probably would be tempted to almost duplicate the logic in this instance because there is no logic, if that makes sense. It's generating a hash, but it's verbatim taking stuff. And in your table syntax, I would probably actually so it was including things like project ID, right? And a few other things. I would probably do it. I wouldn't have. So okay, so you've hard coded that in there.
that's because that's what it did up here.
Yes, I see what you mean.
And then down here they override project forks count return 4.
But then is there really any point in using, why don't you just have 2 contexts?
I could do.
Like, you're not saving anything.
No.
Yeah, I think that I think I would just have two contexts. So you can obviously, yeah, exactly. The before's outside of the context, so it'll run for both. Yeah.
And then
like, yeah, when starred, or yeah, when not starred.
When user has already started the project, do, and when the user has not started the project, paste that in there, paste that in there. This will be false. No, it's not reformatting for me.
No. That extra end in there. Oh, yeah. I think that's maybe why it was being a bit of an arse.
Yeah, the other problem I have is that actually, because that ID changes every time you run the test, I think I'll need yeah. I'll need project.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could put that in you could keep that in the common attributes, actually, I think.
I tried that and it said you can't reference project outside of a context.
Okay, so that common project attribute should be a let.
Project is not available on an example group
So can you change it
inside
to
it blocks.
change that
Oh,
to a
wait.
let's?
Should that
So
be an it rather than a context? No, the it's down there. Say again,
No.
sorry.
So it's very unusual the way you've defined like project path, sign-in path, common data attributes. If you were to declare these all as lets,
I
and then
that
do, I would normally put a
Uh,
do, and then an end at the end, yeah. And
I
then
think
for
we
the
do.
now you'll be able to do that, but you need to change project path and sign-in path to lets as well.
Oh. That doesn't want to format for me.
Hopefully.
Star count there. I am just manually setting it.
Not quite sure that's subject call.
Subject call.
So on
Yes.
line 1104, is that you defining subject?
I guess again I copied that from up here.
Okay, that might be okay then.
This has all gone wacky with the highlighting though. Hopefully that is just VS Code being VS Code. Nope. Common data attributes is not available on an example group, e.g. a describe or context block.
Can you show me where is it? Okay, so again, you've got expected on line 1107. So if you let that, and it was failing like instantly, right? So
undefined local variable or method starred. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work now because
yeah,
I guess
mean,
inside here.
Well, I mean, you could do that, but you could also just define starred inside the contexts. So just let starred true and let starred false, or
Okay, that's good. It's just a stars path,
awesome.
which we could actually fix now because oh wait, no, that should be. Oh wait, no, do we need that anymore? Probably not. Because I think we can just do project dot full path now.
Yeah, it depends. So you've got a mock on line 1087 that's looking for project path. So I'm not sure if you need that
Oh
mock.
yeah, shouldn't leave that now. Mm.
Oh, it's just a leading slash, isn't it?
Expected. Oh, right. I'm missing. Am I missing the leading slash?
Guess so.
What is the helper actually doing? This test seems of minimal value, though.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's working though.
But I think the thing is, it will show if somebody adds a field or changes the logic or whatever, that test will fail. So that's kind of its purpose, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Why is that? Extra blank line. Nope.
Funny enough, I would say there should be a blank line after the let it be.
I don't know. That seems to be happening.
Um,
Okay, that works.
have you already got a project defined outside the scope of this or not? So one of the things that we're being a bit hot on these days is, so you've already got that project defined there, so you don't actually
That's
need to
in.
read.
No,
Oh,
that's in
sorry. If you go right up to the top, I guess, of this, so it's not public. So yeah, that might be a problem. Oh, you got project with repository. Oh, basically,
They're the
it's
same.
quite. Oh
They both have
yeah.
repositories.
Oh yeah.
That's with reload and that's with refind.
Interesting. So essentially I was going to say, but creating a project in tests is really like quite I don't know what you want to call it, like resource hungry, etc.
Heavy, yeah.
So if we can reuse, then
does it have
good.
to be public? It might not need to be public.
Well, isn't one of the things that if the user's not signed in, or is that not a thing?
No, it's just have they start the project.
Okay. As long as there's
Get
no
rid of
permissions. Yeah, as long as there's no permissions checks, maybe it'll be all right.
Is there a? Well, yeah, that's just project. Yay.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll help a lot. We'll be very appreciative of every kind of project creation that we can get rid of.
Not needed.
In spec.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Lee.
No,
I know we've gone way over now.
No, it's all right. I'm determined. I'm going to flip back to my screen if that's all right. Feel free to obviously jump off. It's probably gone midnight for you now, right?
Not quite. 20 to 12.
Close. So it gave me a test. I don't know. I haven't looked at it at all to see whether it looks even remotely like what our tests should normally. So even where to put it is killing my brain at the moment. So I want to look at something like contacts root and contacts root spec. I always go back to my old sort of components and bits and pieces to try and remember what and how. So this is in assets JavaScript CRM contacts, assets JavaScript achievements components. Yeah, okay, and this is in spec front end CRM. Okay. Spec front end CRM. So it'd be spec front end achievements.
What is that on the side you've got there, the AI thing? That's GitLab Duo, is it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Do I need a plugin for that? I'm assuming I do.
Shouldn't. You should be able to in the GitLab workflow extension.
Okay, yeah, I've got that installed
extension
already.
settings. Just check that you've got this GitLab Duo code suggestions enabled.
Okay.
There are some complex rules around like who has access to it, but I think because you're part of the community forks that you should have access, and even if you're not, you're obviously on the core team. So
it is enabled already.
okay.
How do I do it?
I went where I found it somewhere. Command palette, Command Shift P or whatever your equivalent is, and look for Duo chat, open chat.
I'm searching for Duo and it doesn't come up with anything. Yeah, Duo. Yeah, nothing.
Sure. Might be a turn it off and on again, or again, like Marco, if you go to output GitLab workflow, you might be able to see something explaining.
Just going to check I'm authorized on GitLab properly.
Cool. Right, I will meanwhile try and figure out where this should be. So spec front end CRM context root spec. So front end achievements at. So I'm going to go code spec front end achievements. Spec JS. Pop it in there and see how different it looks to. Yeah, pretty bad. So we're probably going to want to need that. We need that. We need that. Probably going to need that. That's our components. We're going to need our query. Yeah, let's grab all of that to start with. Let's change the component. So the component is achievements. We only have one query that we need at the moment. We're not using that component, and we will need some mock data at some point. Let's comment out. So we are going to mount the. Again, I'm going to use this. Right.
Poor Duo.
I know. So achievements. I really need that mock data. Now I have to remember how to create fixtures. Oh no, we're not using fixtures here, but I would prefer to use them. Have you done that before at all, Andrew?
I don't think I have, no.
So I can't remember where I've done it. There's somewhere where we basically, you write almost like a GraphQL, you make a GraphQL call, and the response that comes back, you basically save that as a JSON. So it's actually a test that does this, and it creates the fixture, it creates the mock data that you can then use like in tests like this. Where have we done it? I think it might be achievements, it might be in like the user achievements. User achievements spec. Yeah, here you go. Test fixtures, awesome. So there must be something that's creating this. And what that tells me is that I can, but it's in the user front end fixtures. So Fixtures. I have to create a new. Oh God, I've got too many tabs open at this point. So I need spec front end fixtures. Sheets. RB. So just can we use a profile? Maybe, probably. Include JavaScript API helpers, design management helpers. I've just read. Oh, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Why is it still doing that? Okay, so we need to create a few achievements. Let's keep it simple. Users controller, GraphQL, that's what we want. It's a bit more complex than it needs to be. Let's just leave up there. So we need a group and we need a couple of achievements. So I think I'm just going to go. And all we do is expect errors to be empty. So it doesn't really seem like we need to do a lot, to be honest. We just need to do like a let it be achievements. Oh God. Best achievement. Free. Doing it. Use so achievements query path is achievements components GraphQL. Achievements components GraphQL. Get group achievements. I hope you'll like what this does if it works as expected. So that's the query path. And what I might even do is change that to that so that it's easier for people to copy and paste these in future. Query path. So before. Okay, so yeah, maybe we will just to make life easy, we'll create a group. And I guess there's a trait called public, I hope. And we'll make sure that the achievements are in that group. And in which case we don't need to add anyone to anywhere. Cool. So GraphQL. So we'll say get group achievements, empty response. Okay, so we're going to move these into here, I guess. Oh no, it's not a context. That's annoying. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Just do this, but without the let it be, I guess. So achievements empty response. Okay. So we'll create free, we'll post a query. Current user. Damn, we do need a user, never mind. I think we need this scope, do we? So we do need a user. Hoping we could get away without some of that stuff, but or do we need it? I don't know if we do, to be honest. Let's try it without, see what happens. Variables. So we need to what was it, group full path or something like that. And we're going to need to pass at least, I guess, first or last, or maybe we can.
I don't think you need to pass any, do you?
I don't know.
They're all marked
Because we
optional.
are, yeah. I don't know what case it's expecting, if that makes sense. Like full path. Start with this and then I can build it up. But yeah, it's really, I think it's really clever because this in itself is testing the GraphQL stuff a little bit, but it's also generating fixtures so that rather than the mock data that you normally like hard code, like if we decide to add a new field to achievements or change the way it behaves in some way, like the mock data automatically gets updated and then it can cause tests to fail. And you're like, oh yeah, because that means that's because I've got to go and update this mapping in this view component or
so does this actually generate JSON files, or is it you just call this as a okay?
No, this will generate, and I guess I won't see them. So they'll be in the git ignore, won't they? But never forget. Remember where? Oh, it's it'll be in here, I guess. Test fixtures. I wish I knew where they were. Search for. I don't think they're gonna. I wonder if they're in like. I honestly can't remember where on earth they go. Where are they? Development test fixtures. The code's in there. There you go. I was close, right? Ish.
I think it's you did /temp instead of just null. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Nice. There you go. So if I then try and open one of those up, get rid. Oops, not that one. Response. So empty response is group one, achievements nodes, nothing, no previous pages, no next pages, etc. Then if I do response, and quite often this has really helped me to identify, like quite often I'd see like nodes would be empty and I'd be like, oh, that's because I need to add the user to the group or whatever it might be. But yeah, so we've actually got some data now. And
They're not committed though; they're generated on the fly. they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And probably what we would like with user achievements, I don't think I've done pagination, but I've done like when there's more achievements than we want, sort of thing. So I could potentially so we could close that one. Like, yeah, we might want to do one like where we've only got a few achievements, but we might want one where we bring back 22 achievements, like more than the page limit, so we can check that the pagination's working. I don't know what the best way to do that is, but we've got some data there now, which is cool. So we can now, I've copied the whole of that, I think, anyway, so I can probably get rid of some of this other stuff. So what's that? We want mount. So get root. Achievements. Oh no, wait a minute, what we're doing. What I did want that user achievement spec, because this is what it looks like. And user achievements. Group achievements. I'm going to quickly check whether that pipeline passed earlier, and then I might go and get some lunch. Be this one here, still running.
That's missed a lot of milestones.
Yeah, I should just remove the milestone, I guess, but I think these are all the same thing, aren't they? It's basically the same test, but being run in slightly different ways.
I thought it was just a way to split the number of tests out into different runners.
No, I think this is like Postgres 14, Postgres 14 with a single database, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So what is the so we've got a spec. This does look related. The group page, the sidebar hides some links when an external off. I don't know though, because yeah. Interesting. I can't switch branch now though, because I'm in the middle of all these other changes, but it looks like I've got more changes to make. Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some lunch and probably get some sleep.
Yeah.
So thanks for hopping on as always, Andrew. Have a great day.
You too. I'll catch you next time.